What?
You're not ready to go?
There we go.
I said y'all ready for Chris?
Oh, I thought you were saying we need to wait for you for work or whatever.
No, I've been done since 4.
All right, man. Whatever. God, chill. It's okay.
Bro!
Dude. What's the title?
Not quite the brilliant opening we wanted.
What's the title?
Forward from the Bazaar or backwards?
You're getting worse with these titles, man. You used to be better.
Chime in anytime you want.
That's your job. Last time on D&D and Alimar. The party ventured into the desert, seeking out the heart of the Rakshasa. Leaving the small desert village they found in the oasis, the party encountered a dwarven merchant who they warned of the presence of a Rakshasa. That very dwarf fled the area, fearing the news he had just been given. He had, however, imparted relevant mapping of a small merchant marketplace known as Sverfko. The party, eager to see it, and rather than venture across the desert, decided to head there. In Sverfko, the party had many unique experiences, some of the party getting high for the very first time. Urfer discovering an unconscious desire to become a salt merchant. Dave, that wave. Oh my god. Belmar saw a mysterious figure and tried to chase him down. Badger got some cooking elements. Burakis started experiencing some questions within his own magic. And Trevok hefted his new great mace, his morning star of great power, and attempted new training methodologies. Selling off goods and buying new goods, the party was finally ready to leave Srefgo and follow the road north to the abandoned temple that they sought, where they heard rumor that the Rakshasa lay. Alright, go.
Dave's wave during the intro of that is like when you're watching MASH or whatever, and it like the camera pans and you see the character turn and like do like a thumbs up or whatever.
Yeah.
It was great.
Completely threw me off.
And Urfer.
Dave doesn't get a lot of highlights, so you got to give it to him. Alright, it's on you.
I believe we left off staying at the inn, so wake up, eat.
You were on the northern outskirts of Swerfco.
But we were staying at an inn, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You stayed, you rested, gathered your shit, and are ready to go.
Okay. Pyramid is how much of a... It was 10 hours a straight shot, right?
If you'd gone straight through from where you were, you would have gotten there within the day. As it is, you were told that the path around might take you a half a day or more.
Alright, how far?
Can I rent a cart and buggy?
You can
Or-
absolutely do that.
I would like to purchase a horse-drawn or donkey-drawn cart to carry my party.
Are you trying to purchase or rent?
Rent.
Rental fee comes out to 10 gold a day, and then you have to pay for the driver, who is an additional 2 gold a day.
And how much time will that cut off?
Well, if you're not carrying things, you'll be lighter. The donkey and cart can go as fast as any of you can go. If you're planning to literally ride in it, you'll cut a couple hours.
Yeah, I'm thinking I'll just sit in the cart and go.
It's a camel in cart, right?
Sure,
Sure.
camel and cart. right, let's do that. I'll pay for it.
How many days?
If we're back early, can I get a refund?
Minimum 1 day.
I will pay you
And
for
you
3.
pay by the day.
I'll pay you for 3 up front.
Alright, 36 gold. Any additional fees either due upon return or when you dismiss the driver.
Okay.
You pay him if you dismiss him. And tips are appreciated.
I'm waiting for Dave to come up with like Uber, but for salt delivery.
A gnomish jockey in the most colorful outfit you've ever seen comes riding around, riding upon a camel, drawing a cart. Hop on board!
I get on.
Totally getting on.
I'm gonna marvel at his coat and also get on.
Mm-hmm. Alvin Ergy Gummin Hocus Pocus at your service.
All right, Mr. Porkus, let's go. We're heading to the pyramids. Take the path.
Yeah! He says, gives the camel a bit of a snap, and it starts trotting along. The sun shines high overhead. You are once again grateful for each of you for the robe you have.
I'll keep watch, friends. You guys can read up any books that you have on you, or focus on your magical items if you wish.
Totally gonna read my Fey books. The first one about Oberon.
You're reading the Fey books?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll start knocking out the rest of this alchemy book.
Okay. Anybody not reading or doing something else?
I am acting as rear watch. I'm going to assume the driver can watch the front.
I'm going to study the environment, being in a new desert that I've never seen before.
Right.
I'm keeping a sharp eye out for any local creatures I haven't seen before.
All right. Perception check from the three of you then. And intelligence checks from the two reading.
Lawrence, can you turn that down by like 20%? Not a lot, just a scooch.
First, you guys can't hear it. Now it's too loud. Better?
That's ideal right there.
Fantastic.
Is that the same level you had it before?
Absolutely not. I'm calling shenanigans.
It was like 3 notches down. It went from like 82 to 79, but whatever. He's happy. Who am I to complain?
Mike not in agreement.
At least you don't have one of those like OCDs where it's got to be an even number.
Yeah, that'd be a pain in the ass. However, you can't make heads or tails with a book. The language just feels way too complex for you right now. And you start to develop a bit of a mild headache in response to all this reading. Trevok, you finally finish your alchemy book. Congratulations.
Hooray!
You have advantage on numerous potion crafting, as detailed in the book. As long as you have proper ingredients and equipment. And you will have a +2 on intelligence checks related to alchemy. Alimar and Badger. Well, the desert itself seems almost lifeless as you watch it. You catch glimpses of small movements indicating that smaller creatures must be out there. so you can't catch a good glimpse of them based off of the fact of your pace and the jostling movement, and that you're not actually getting close. You do, however, note the occasional spark or flash of color around Baracus as he stares off the back end of the wagon. Baracus, the road behind you seems relatively calm. You see the occasional bird overhead, but other than that, nobody seems to be following the path behind you. You don't see anything coming out of the desert.
I am going to continue to stand vigil and give you as many checks as you desire.
Alright. Despite the jostling, the wagon ride itself is not overly burdensome upon any of you. Urfer continues to struggle as he's trying to read the book, and Travox seems to get a hint of enlightenment as he reads through his alchemy book notes, finishing that up. You can finally, after a couple hours travel, catch sight of the pyramid arising in the distance. Mr. Porcus Porcus points to it. And that's where you're going, right?
Hey.
You know, they say it's haunted. The number of no tribes been seen around there lately, too.
We aim to be doing something about it. I don't know if it'll fix the haunting, but...
Now, the haunting's the haunting. The place is cursed. I don't expect anybody's going to be able to take that off. It used to be a holy place. Oh, well. You know, they say there's an old gnomish tinkerer that was buried in there. One of the great tinkerers of old.
Really? What else can you tell me about this tinkerer?
Oh, master of invention. Master. They say he could build a mechanism like you wouldn't believe. Whatever you needed done, he could practically make it an automated process. Most impressive. His name, of course, is lost to time, but if it's true, that'd be crazy. Well, though back when people actually visited, there was only ever one main chamber that anybody could get into. They say there's a whole maze back there, but nobody's ever found the entrance.
Did you say it was also a religious site?
Well, he gestures towards Badger. He can tell you. Tinkering's practically a religion.
Make a knowledge religion check. Just intelligence.
Yeah.
Thanks, Canada.
Wow, I forget that you mute myself once, and then Lawrence does it like 1,000 times, so I'm like, I get called out.
But I can't mute myself. You guys wouldn't have the atmosphere if I muted.
And I can't give Lauren shit because he'd just kill me.
Oh, Jesus.
I'm so vindictive.
Badger stumbles into a mechanical trap.
Tomato soup in a mug.
Sorry, it was a 20. You couldn't hear it over Canada sucking that electronic dick he's got.
So much cooler with this deep voice of yours. I like it. You should aim to get better, but keep the voice.
Trust me, I wish.
Dude,
That's what happens every time I get sick. Every time I get sick, the first thing that goes is my voice, and then it's just downhill from there.
Though you're not familiar with any actual religion based around tinkering, you are familiar with, you've heard rumors about the city gnomes, the ones that don't live directly in nature like you and your tribe did, being much more mechanically inclined, and, well, as he said, not a religion, it's practically one for them.
This is going to be interesting. Trying doing
I was
the
wondering.
badger voice.
I was wondering if you were
Not quite a religion, but the Tinkers took it as seriously as one.
Indeed, indeed.
Do I know the clan, knowing that they're not forest gnomes, but
No, you're not.
gnomes?
You wouldn't necessarily know his clan or what clan he's speaking of. No.
Okay.
Again, you're not familiar with this territory at all. Y'all fought gnolls before?
No.
I'm a forest gnome. I've seen
No.
many a gnoll.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure. But they really seem to take to this desert-like environment. Whoo! Those are some aggressive fucking dog things, man. Let me tell you. I don't know what's been riling them up, but they've been getting quite feisty out here. They have indeed.
Yeah, we were worried about him a little ways back.
Can you guys just change characters? Because he's got the perfect voice for you this time.
Well, we also received a tip, which is why we're coming out here. We have an idea as to what might be riling them up, and we're simply exploring the option.
Oh, I kind of figured you were out here visiting his relatives or something, he says and points to Starfer.
Say that again?
I just assumed there was some of your family or clansmen out here.
Not that I'm aware.
Well, you're probably going to see some friendly faces then, at least. Bet you haven't seen another halfling in a while. Not too many of them around these parts.
Wink, wink, nudge, nudge, Dave. Like,
Dave happens across some strange ruins in a forest. Ha! What an interesting fixture. Changes direction.
Not the talking type. Fair enough, fair enough. You need your privacy, just say so. I'll do my best to shut up.
I'm just trying to get into this book. Keep getting distracted. I think it's this heat.
Oh, yeah, the heat'll do it to you. It distracts you, makes it hard to read, that's for sure. Ooh, I can't be surprised you're even tipping your head down under this. That sun's gotta make it the glare a bit hard off those pages. What kind of paper is that, anyways? He says, looking over curiously.
Old.
Yeah, never seen that kind before.
I'm gonna close the book. And
Oh, sorry, didn't mean to interrupt you reading. I'm sorry, go back to it. My bad.
like, no, it's fine. I wasn't making any progress anyway.
So what are the halflings around that you mentioned?
Oh, there was a big whole bunch of them that were living around there at least a little while ago. You know, they were essentially caretakers for the area. Took over after a while, after the last gnomes moved out.
For
Set
the
up shop.
temple?
Oh, yeah. They were the caretakers. They even got all officious, like, you know, put on robes, tried to charge entry fees. Real entrepreneurial types. Don't think it helped that it was already losing popularity by then, but doesn't help also that nobody could get inside the damn place outside of the one entry room.
Normally my folk are like to keep to themselves.
What are you talking about? I've seen your folk plying their wares, selling, adventuring. They're everywhere.
Yeah, we like our
Not
creature
here
comforts.
lately. What was that?
Oh, we like our creature comforts.
Well, I guess they found the comfort in the temple.
Said there's only one entry.
That only one that's known. Big old doors. Have a small entryway, leads you into a big old chamber. But there doesn't seem to be any other exit, though the legend tells that there's a lot behind there somewhere.
I'd imagine that a large temple wouldn't just be confined to one chamber.
No, it's probably, as I said, some kind of trick or puzzle nobody's been able to figure out yet.
Maybe our dwarf friend can.
A dwarf figure out a gnomish puzzle? Oh, I mean, no offense, friend.
It's made out of stone, isn't it?
Who knows what's been inlaid in that place? The walls look like stone, that's for sure.
Stone and machine are...
Haven't been back this way in 50, 60 years now.
Stone and machine are stepper beans anyway, or for... I may know a little bit about some machines, but the gnomes, they have a way of making astounding contraptions.
That we do. Appreciate the praise, friend. Everybody not reading, give me another perception check.
I'm assuming at this point I've finished.
Yeah. Hey, you're good.
Hey!
Nat 1.
Alright. Give me 1 second.
Thanks, computer. Let me know midstream that, Windows scanned and detected no viruses. That's what everybody needed to know.
Mm-hmm. Well, we
I'm
did
glad
need
you
to know
don't
that.
have the clap.
Hey-o! Dave upped it. He upped the ante on that one. Alright. What do we got for perceptions here? 23, 11, 17, and nat 20. And
Nat
nat
1.
1. Alright, Baracus and Badger, you are completely oblivious. However, Alimar, Urfer, and Trevok, you suddenly catch sight of 6 hyena-like creatures bursting from the sands on to the west side of the path, chittering in a hyena-like laugh as they launch an attack. Please roll initiative, those of you I just mentioned.
Hooray!
Oh, do I know what the rest of the bonuses to the War Pick of the Lion are now?
Yeah, sorry.
Seeing as I'm proficient.
Yeah. Sorry, let me get my notes on that. Take great time for this, man.
I know, I'm sorry. I looked down and saw proficient with gnomish. I looked at it, I'm like, D8 plus 3, or D10 plus 3, D8 plus 3. I'm pretty sure it's more powerful than that.
Alright, the hammerhead is a +2, the pick side is a +1.
So that's plus the damage right off the top.
They're plus attack and damage. So with the hammer side, it's a +2. The pick side, it's a +1.
Alright, so plus 5, plus 4.
It grants advantage on wisdom saves against fear effects. And it also, upon command, can cast magic missile twice per day as a 3rd level spell.
You and the magic items you get that
What?
can cast magic missile.
How many magic missiles do you have?
Let's say 6, 8.
God damn.
What was it? Magic missile plus 3?
As a 3rd level, twice per day.
Is it an action?
Yeah. And being as it's a weapon of legend, it may be recognized by enemies of the gnomish people and have additional effects thereupon. Or upon gnomes that recognize it, may have a bonus, depending.
I should have showed it to our driver.
Urfer, what's your initiative?
17.
Greyvok?
16.
Belmar?
17. Oh, no, I'm sorry, 15.
Wait, you just giving yourself bonuses now, man? Oops.
Everybody else was doing so cool with magic items and stuff. I wanted to...
Urfer, you're up.
Alright, I'm going to... I guess I'll cast Eldritch Blast on... Is there like one that looks stronger?
Yes, you see a figure in the back that appears to be almost head and shoulders taller than his peers. His fur appears to be dyed with odd symbols.
Okay, I will Eldritch Blast him.
Alright.
Does a 12 hit?
12 does not hit. Your Eldritch Blast seems to be deflected by the Noel's chain shirt.
Alright, how about a 13?
13 misses as well.
I rolled a 3 and a 4. Alright, I guess I'll, can I try to jump down?
Yeah.
Okay.
Where would you like to jump down to?
J25 is fine.
Dave's starting off strong.
Yep. Anything else?
All I got.
Treyvok, you're up.
Alright, I'll move to G23.
Top and down. 5, 10, 15. Yeah.
And I'm going to smash G4 with a Morning Star.
Okay.
That's going to be a 19.
That hits.
And yeah, like a 27.
27 hits. Your Morning Star has no problem piercing the Knoll's hide armor and get blasting past its shield.
damage.
Why is that a damn?
Because I rolled a 2. Need to level up so I can try re-rolling that.
Anything else?
That will be it.
All right. All right. The larger knoll in the back gives a howling, cackling laugh, and the knoll immediately in front of you, Trevok, reacts by lashing out with its spear. What's your AC?
18.
Connecting for dealing you 7 points of damage.
7?
As it's 7, yep. As its spear pierces your armor. All right. Said Knoll also moves down and lashes out with its glaive, keeping out of your reach, Trevor.
Bastard.
Connecting, slicing into your flesh for... Not that one. Nope, not that one. There we go. For an additional 11 points of damage. Does anyone speak Knoll? I'm guessing not.
No.
Alright, what you hear is a series of howls, hoots, and hyena-like cackle as the gnolls seem to communicate between each other. And that brings us to Belmar's turn.
Alright, is my view obstructed at all from the cart on G4 or GPL?
If you stand up, no.
Alright.
Since Baracus and Badger are both sitting.
Yeah, I'm gonna stand up. I want to look at GPL and see if I recognize any of the symbols on his armor.
From where you are, no.
Okay.
In the midst of combat, no, you really can't.
Then I would like to cast Produce Flame and throw it at G4.
Alright, make your attack roll.
That is going to be for a 17.
That hits.
Alright. That's right. That's going to be 17. Oh, I'm sorry, that's going to be 19.
19?
Yep.
Okay, as the blast strikes home, you note that it does not seem to have as much of an impact as you would have expected. Almost as if there's some kind of coating on its fur, dampening the flame's effect.
I'm done.
Okay. Badger and Brackus, please roll initiative. Oh, sorry. Yeah, go ahead, but Noel's turn too, first.
17.
19.
All right. The knoll in front of you, Trevok, lashes out with its spear once again, connecting for an additional 8 points of damage.
Thank you.
One knoll skirts its way around you and attacks you from the rear, using his buddy for flanking purposes. Striking home with his spear for 5 points of damage. Alright, 10, 15. Another one joins the fray.
Striking Treylock for
Critical hit. For 11 points of damage as his spear passes in and out of your leg. Not to be left out, fourth one joins and attacks Treylock. Using a form of pack tactics. It connects, dealing 3 points of damage. Oops, not 450.
Dave can't break like a fucking 14 to save his goddamn life, but every single one of these gnolls breaks an 18, no problem.
Well, after the first one, they had advantage, so.
No, I know. But even when Dave has advantage, he...
The fifth gnoll, seeing that Treylock seems to be well and truly ganged up on, takes aim and let loose with his longbow at the small halfling at the trail end of the cart. What's your AC there, Surfer?
14.
Connecting.
15, sorry.
Connecting for 5 points of damage as an arrow strikes you.
Can I, yeah, I'll use, Silic Rebuke.
Does that not have to be in melee?
No.
When you take damage, and as long as it's within the spell's range.
And what's the spell's range?
I believe it's 60 feet, if memory serves, but I'll let Dave look it up.
It is 60 feet.
Alright, yeah, go ahead. Do I have to make a save or just deal damage?
Dexterity saving throw. With a 18 DC.
That's just a half, though, right?
Yep.
Ooh, barely fails, but he fails.
Okay. And then he gets a 5d10.
Well, you roll that, not me.
Yep. Uh, 28 damage.
$28.
Mm-hmm. Fire. Well,
Fire?
it's normally fire, but you changed it to Silic, so I don't know. It's still fire.
It's still fire.
Okay.
Change the name. I didn't change the type. Alright, anything else? Or rather, I don't know if you can do anything else with your reaction there. No? Yes?
Nope.
Okay. The gnoll snarls at you in response as his body becomes engulfed in flame momentarily. Bringing us to Baracus.
Alright, we've established that telekinesis, a friendly party member, does not provoke attack of opportunity, correct? With the bears.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Alright, I'm going to get off the cart. I'm going to move to I-28. And I am going to cast telekinesis. And I'm going to rip Adam 30 feet to the diagonal left bottom.
Oh, man.
Actually, your movement's 25.
Yeah.
I'm going to make it 25, actually.
You're pulling me 25 feet further away? To the bottom
Yeah, so you don't get fucking gang thing, then also you're not going to get fucked by this. But we'll see if I fuck myself.
Yeah, give me your wild magic check on that.
At 20.
Alright.
After I do that, I'm going to look at myself and be like, whoa. I feel funny. Kind of shake my head a little bit. And then I'm going to use Quicken Spell and cast Cone of Cold.
That's 60-foot cone, right?
Yeah.
10, 20, 30, 40, 50, right? 5, no, 5, 10, 15, 20. Oh yeah, you get everybody.
Do I hit Adam? Because it's weird working with rectangles. It's hard for me to tell.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm trying to work out too. Sorry. If I do that, nope, that didn't work. So it's there, and then it's there, and then it's there, and then it's there.
I'll
no,
move
you
him.
shouldn't.
I shouldn't.
No, you
Yeah,
shouldn't.
that's what I thought. But
The rectangles are fucking it up when you look at it, but no, you shouldn't.
okay, as long as I'm not hitting him, and that's your call, I'm going to cast the spell.
Yeah, I'll say no. Alright, what do I make a dex save for everybody, or what?
It's been a hot minute since I've cast this spell, so I'm going to just look it up real quick. 20 Constitution.
It's a DC 20 Constitution.
Yes, sir.
Damn. Alright, all of them fail except for the pack leader.
Uh, 49.
Damn. 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 They literally all turn to popsicles. What? The leader rocks back on his feet under the cold, watching as his pack literally turns to living popsicles on the sands. All of them die.
Living popsicles?
They were living. They're all dead. And give me your wild magic.
Yeah, roll your chart.
I'm actually. He mentioned what his role was. I'm surprised you didn't go a little higher.
Nah, I'm not trying to fuck anything.
I thought it was gonna be a half and half. Like not even saying that you were gonna fuck with him. I thought that's what it was gonna be. Chris, it's a moot point now because you killed them all. But I was gonna cast Shatter.
All right. And it. All right. You and 5, 10, 15, 20.
Oh no.
All right. So you and everybody but Trevok. So, hold on.
Oh no. The self fireball finally happened.
suddenly feel your skin become soft and incredibly vulnerable to piercing damage. Alright. Anything else?
I have 5 feet of movement left, correct?
Yep.
I'm gonna move diagonal back 1 right.
Alright. Badger, you're up.
I'm gonna hop off the cart and I'm gonna fire an arrow at GPL. Nat 20.
Damn, okay. Roll for crit.
Nat 20.
Jesus.
Roll again.
Uh, 16.
Alright. Roll times 3 crit.
Nice. Badger makes a statement.
Bad to the bone.
How's our gnome friend doing with all this?
He's barely had time to react. How much damage is it?
65.
Oh yeah, he's dead. I kind of assumed as much, but yeah. Hot diggity. Holy crap! That was awesome! Wow, you guys are badass! I didn't even have time to scream! Ha!
With the remainder of my telekinesis spell, I'm going to start gathering them and putting them into a pile. I'm going to look to Trey Rockets to go see if they have anything of value.
As he does this, you can see a flash of color and what looks to be some kind of ethereal lightning passing between Baracus and the objects of his telekinesis. It seems to have no material impact, but it seems quite wild.
Sure, just move me around, stack them all up, tell me what to do. Just keep that thing away from me, I guess.
What thing?
I motion towards the white ethereal lightning, as you say.
I do feel funny. I don't think it'll hurt you, though.
Are you feeling particularly powerful here, Baracus?
I'm going to look at my hand. Just different.
Does he seem visibly different from the effect
he's
of...
half celestial now, so yeah.
Well, no, but the effect that him and everybody else got hit by with this wild magic, does he have like a physical appearance shift from that?
Everybody's flesh besides you seems to visibly appear quite a bit softer, yeah.
You say it won't harm, but you all look squishy. Something different about you.
I'm assuming it would take more than a minute for me to move all these bodies. So...
The effect slowly fades. Happy, Chris?
Very happy. Thank you, sir.
But I will
You
search.
didn't
I will search
even
the
let me
rolls
get
anyway.
involved in there. Like, come on.
I will search the knolls.
All right. Searching the knolls, you find scraps of half-eaten raw meat, numerous bones crafted into what looks to be like small charms or fetishes. You find numerous shiny small rocks. They don't appear to be gemstones. They just appear to be polished or very shiny rocks.
Polished rocks.
Yeah. You find a total of 3 gold coins on all of them. There is the glaive, 3 spears, 3 shields, 3 hide armor, and a chain shirt available as well as 4 longbows and essentially 96 arrows.
Anything magical to the touch?
Nothing to the touch. Though the Knoll Lord is wearing what looks to be a necklace of what you can, to your horror, appears to be shrunken heads. 5 shrunken heads on it.
Does it give it off an aura? Or
Not
it's just shrunken heads?
not when you look at it.
Not gonna touch it with an open hand. Brachus, what do you make of this?
Some unholy foul thing. I'm going to quickly open up my Bible and see what's the best way to dispatch with the bodies of your enemies. What is appropriate to pay, Lord?
Well, the book indicates that fire is always a good tool for purification purposes. Some kind of... If fire is not an option, then burial with holy rites.
I'm gonna go pick up the necklace.
All right. Give me a wisdom save, please.
Do I see him going for it?
Yeah. You're reading your book and you see him as he picks it up.
As he picks it up? Oof.
Yeah.
While they're doing that, annoyed that I just was surrounded by them, I'm going to
17.
super smash home run one of these frozen knolls.
All right. You hear a sudden cacophony of small voices in your head before they slowly fade away. The necklace definitely gives off an aura of magic now that you've touched it.
I'm gonna wrap it up and say this will be sold to that whaling place. And like just wrap it in some cloth, put it in my bag.
Just comes over all willy-nilly, grabbing the necklace of shrunken heads with his bare hands.
You don't want to wear it, Dave?
It's magical.
Yeah.
No, I don't want to wear it.
Fine.
Sure, it's magical, but it clearly gave off an evil vibe.
It did not. You're making that up.
It clearly looked evil.
There you go.
All right,
I said nothing about an evil vibe. Just making sure that's clear.
No. That's how I was wording it.
Okay. I don't want any misinterpretation of my words. That's all.
No,
Just because it looks grotesque doesn't mean it's evil.
It looks quite cleanly. What are you talking about? They're well taken care of shrunken heads.
Yeah, just shrunken heads is fine. So what happened when you grabbed it?
I sensed that it was magical.
I'm gonna roll insight to see if he's bullshitting me.
I love how Dave says, in all the time that we've played WoW, just because it looks grotesque doesn't mean it's evil. We have never in the history of this game come across something that has looked grotesque that has been good. Ever.
Dave, roll a bluff check.
I didn't say anything wrong.
I know.
My
Okay.
insight's a 27.
I'm not saying this is a match. This is not a matched roll.
Hold on, let me re-roll my nat 1.
My insight's a 27.
Mm-hmm. My bluff is 21.
He doesn't seem like he was saying anything. He didn't seem like he lied, but you definitely get the sense he didn't tell you the whole truth.
Something's fishy about you. You're doing small things, not being fully truthful.
Want some salt?
And I'm gonna go back to the cart.
My new pile of bodies. I'm gonna wait at least 5 minutes for everyone to get on my cart. Hopefully, all the noses will suffocate in the meantime.
Oh, they died in the blast.
Okay. Just in case they're just like cryogenic shit.
Okay.
I'm gonna pour them with some oil down in the cart, and as we pull away, I'm gonna firebolt it.
Okay. The pile lights up. For sure. Even as you roll away, you can see visibly that no corpses don't burn that well, but the fire does seem to have caught thanks to the oil. And you leave a fine blaze going behind you.
I go back to reading.
Gets the cart moving once again.
I go back to reading.
I give thanks to Palor, seeing as my enemies are being burnt under the harsh sun.
All right. You reach a ridge in the desert. The path seems to curve slightly downhill, and the pyramid itself seems to loom above you. You'd guess you're about 2 miles from it, and this structure must be massive based off of what you're seeing before you. You can see what looks to be a small encampment set up immediately in front on the southerly side, and you can see what looks to be a small pool of water with a number of frond-like trees nearby. Catch a glimpse of the occasional figure moving in the distance.
Does the figure look gnollish, or does it look humanoid?
It looks more human childlike almost from where you can see.
So maybe it's the halflings. But has it been enough time for a short rest?
What? No. You talking about since you got back on the cart?
Yeah.
No. No, it's only been about 20-30 minutes.
Okay.
Not even enough time for you to really dig into your book. Which is why I didn't ask for another info. Dave's disappointed. He wants to heal up that little damage you took.
Oh, I forgot about the damage.
What the fuck do you want a short rest for?
Get my spells back, man.
You're so needy.
What are you mm-ing about, Mike?
Oh, just getting spells back. I was very conservative because I didn't want to use them. Now I understand why he wants a short rest.
You don't get your spells back on a short rest.
Only he does.
I do.
Yeah.
Natural recovery. It's a
Do
druid
you?
perk. Yeah.
Oh, sweet. I didn't know that. Well, fuck me then.
Yeah, well, fuck you indeed. Ha! I don't know.
I'm gonna tell him to take a trot as we approach.
Take a what?
A trot.
Like slow it.
Yes.
Okay, you're the boss.
Keep an eye on the. Keep eyes to the front. Tell me what race those might be. I fear it might be another pack of gnolls.
Oh no, those look like the halflings.
Halflings, you sure?
Yeah. Why? The gnolls wouldn't be directly on the temple. That'd be crazy.
Too cautious in my travels, then. I'll take your word for it. Carry on, then.
Last session you said that there were some tree-like structures around the pyramid. Are we approaching from that side?
You can see numerous small trees. Yeah.
All right, but we're not close enough to really see them in detail.
No. Why?
I'm just wondering. It interests Belmar.
Looking for some acorns.
He's looking for a pine tree.
But Yeah, as we go forward, I'd like to go to the front of the cart and kind of inspect the road as we go, watching for any traps.
Trapped on the road.
You mentioned a body of water that's up ahead.
There looks to be a small pond, yeah.
Anybody have a water skin that they need filled?
Half a day, you've all drank at least one full water skin at this point.
Mm.
What about me?
You're at half a water skin. Due to your excellent armor. You're a pretty train.
I know we all picked up extra water skins, but don't know when we're going to have easy opportunity to fill them. Might as well top off.
All right.
Everybody give me a wisdom check, please.
Rolling good tonight, guys.
There's the guy who already rolled a natural one.
Didn't break any armor class during the Knoll fight.
Do I have any advantage?
No. What? Wait, why? Sorry.
I don't know. It just says I have advantage to wisdom. I think it was around the same time that I lost my year.
I rolled a 7.
Oh yeah. You've no, you've lost that. That was from your insanity.
Oh, okay.
Insanity makes you wise?
Makes him resistant.
Oh.
to things. And his brain makes really odd connections, so it can help.
Did I make it back fast enough for whatever roll this is?
Yeah, wisdom check.
I suggested stopping and topping off water skins because we don't know when we're going to have easy opportunity again. Lawrence said
Little
we've all
does he
had
know.
about a full skin.
Alright. Alright, where are we? 20, not that. 22, 17, 14, 20. Alright, you each watch except for Urfa, who's oblivious to it, as the hair on the back of your arm seems to raise of its own volition. You all feel slightly off, almost as if your magic is being impacted by something or is resonating with something. It's not uncomfortable or interfering, but almost nerve-raising as you can feel something resonating oddly, like almost an unconscious pressure. The closer and closer you get to the pyramid.
I shoot a glance over at Baracus. Is this you again?
I don't think so. This is also new to me.
What are you guys talking about?
I feel different.
I feel fine.
He had an ethereal lightning chaining between him and one of the gnolls that he was using his magic on. I didn't know if this failing was part of whatever shift he's going through.
All right. Go ahead. Sorry. I don't want to interrupt the RP. Go ahead.
With a kind of blank look on my face, I am going to touch Trevok.
You've been touched.
Adam, you heal for 30 points of damage.
30?
Yes.
Oh, damn.
13 on the wild magic.
All right.
What'd you do? He looks better.
What?
Yeah,
Huh?
I definitely just kind of like... Did you just... When did you learn that?
Learn what?
You just
I
healed
think
me. Substantially.
Huh. I look back towards my hands.
I am so confused.
That's okay.
I roll
I know
my
what's
shoulders.
happening.
I roll my shoulder a little bit. I'm taking a little bit of a beating from those gnolls, but most of the pain's gone now.
I'm gonna say praise Paylor.
I'm gonna echo praise Palor.
Make him a zealot.
So we're getting water.
Yeah, you arrive in front of the temple. It looms high overhead. Now that you're down at the base, you're looking up at the peak. You can see some kind of glimmer from the very tip. And you think you can see wisps of clouds passing over it, nearby, if not through the peak of the temple itself. The people you saw as you approached do indeed appear to be halflings. The folk here about clearly seen better days. As you can see, a number of roughly set up huts and tents spread about the small clearing. Even based off the number of huts, you see very few people walking around. The water appears to be unguarded. There appear to be no guards whatsoever. A temple entrance looms before you, jutting out just slightly from the pyramid itself, in a large sandstone structure forming an archway about 7 feet high and 5 feet wide. Appears to have been carved almost, if not immaculately.
I'm gonna fill my water skin. And are there any halflings within, like, talking distance?
Oh yeah.
So I'm gonna approach and say, "Hail, fellow kin. What you doing?"
Well, just gathering water, setting up for the day.
Why are you here in this hot, humid, or not humid, but hot, desolate place? This doesn't seem like a place with very many comforts.
We came to make our fortune.
Doing what?
He gestures hesitantly at the temple. Only 5 silver to enter. An extra 5 gets you a tour guide.
I hear tell that it's haunted.
Oh yes, the tour guide can explain that.
How much was it for the guide?
5 to get in per person, and another 5 gets you the guide. Here, you should hurry. There's a tour going soon.
I'm gonna ask, is it safe?
Oh yeah, absolutely safe. Hey, I gotta go. Bye.
Can I do an insight, or do I not even have to?
I think you can pretty obviously get the sense of feeling I'm trying to give you. You like roll an insight you can, but
I'll roll an insight.
Oh, he's gonna get a nat 1. It's gonna be awesome.
Of course it's safe. Let's go, guys.
He's gonna get 2 nat 1s because 1 nat 1 doesn't help.
No, he's gonna roll a 3 and be like, "Wow."
I got a 14.
Yeah, the halfling was definitely nervous about something. He didn't look like he was in the best of health to start with, but your presence definitely unnerved him.
And say, guys, there's something weird going on here.
I'm gonna hop off the cart and go over to the water and take a deep swig before I fill it.
Water tastes pure and great. Really refreshing.
I'll fill my.
You guys want me to hang around here, or are you all set? Porkus says.
I'm gonna look to Brackus. I mean, you're paying for him.
Why don't you hang out here?
All right. Remember, you've got another 2.5 days, and then the fee goes up.
I can pay almost whatever.
Your choice.
He says aloud in a desert of
Oh, I should probably mention it if they didn't when you rented out the cart. The Knoll battle reminded me. Great job with that, by the way. You guys were fantastic. But, yeah, if I don't make it back, you owe them 10 gold for my head.
Nothing for the cart or the camel?
I suppose that's a positive way to look at things.
I mean, if you make off with the camel and the cart, you'll be wanted in Swerfgo. I'll tell you that. But and they kind of assume if you didn't return those and I didn't return that you stole them. But yeah, please don't let me die. I'd appreciate that.
Did you notice a good spot a couple miles out of town where you can hide out?
Why wouldn't I hide here? I mean, why wouldn't I just stay here? You got a few huts. I'm sure one of them can put me up for however long you need. The camel enjoy the water. I mean, not like I'm carrying any goods in the cart. Just you guys.
Oh, you're the one that mentioned about getting killed.
I trust them around the halflings more than I trust them around the gnolls.
Gnolls? There are gnolls here? I didn't see any.
Alright, well, yeah, you find a place to hang tight, and we'll find you when we get back.
He shrugs. Your call.
Drink my fill, reload, and is there like a halfling standing outside the temple to collect this entrance fee?
Just casual look around does not reveal such a figure.
I'm gonna make my way into the temple then.
What if we took a rest? It's been a long travel. Maybe we can gather information on what's inside from the locals in the meantime.
And I can get my spells back. Spell.
Alright, you tell me, what are you doing? Trevor, are you going to the temple still despite that?
What time of day is it now at this point?
It's about 2 or 3. Based off the sun.
I say that to the party. If anyone else has some feedback, go for it.
I'm okay with getting some information from the locals. See if I can persuade some of them to loosen their tongues more than that first fella.
Not much time left in the day.
Didn't he just tell you?
You said not much time left in the day.
Oh, I thought he said how much.
No, sorry.
Well, what do you think?
A rest is fine by me. I don't need it, but
will start talking to halflings, finding out what I can about the temple.
Before he goes off and before Urfer goes off, I'm going to give them each a trail ration. Maybe hand out thirds. Juice them up a little bit. They look hungry. At the very least, sick.
Are you
All right.
going off together, or are you going off separately?
I'm going to hang out with the cart guy.
Porcus? He's very
Mr.
happy with your
Porcus.
company.
Um,
Oh, no, it's Porcus, one word.
I'm gonna go find the tavern.
Looking about at the limited structures around, you don't see a sign of a tavern. You see numerous small tents and a few roughly put together thatch huts.
I'm gonna go for the thatch hut.
Alright, and you approach the closed door of the thatch hut.
Gonna knock.
No one's home!
Fellow halfling, just wanted
Nope,
to ask
no
some
one's home.
questions.
Can't help you.
Slide some food under the door.
Do you need any assistance?
Nope, we're all set.
Is there a place I can get a drink or a bed around here?
Take the tour, maybe there.
Lawrence, I'm gonna explore the area and look for natural wildlife.
You're leaving the settled area briefly? Not far, but briefly?
Yeah, not far. I'm just kind of like wandering around. Just
Alright. Give me a survival check if you do so.
I'm gonna go.
Belmar joining you, or is Belmar going to enjoy the peace by the water?
Belmar's going to find the closest tree and take a gander.
survival's a 16.
Alright. Most of what you find as you're walking about are small reptiles, lizard-like figures. Numerous small snakes which seem to blend in very well with the surroundings. And you find a few small mice-like creatures as well. Very intriguing, as they seem to be quite the variant from anything you've seen before. Belmar. The tree seems to be of a kind you've never seen before. It seems to have almost armored itself, and as you look and inspect it, it seems oddly pliable for a tree. No vegetation seems to grow on it until you get much higher, though its bark seems to be much larger than that of trees you're familiar with, having almost almost some kind of fur or strings coming off of it. It seems to wave in the breeze up above as the tree sways slightly with way more pliability than you've seen a tree give before normally. Urfer's knocking on the door. What are you doing, Drevok? And Baracus, what are you doing? You do see a few halflings out and about. Not many, but a few.
Yeah, I'm approaching the ones that are out and about to ask them, offering food or a little bit of coin to try to loosen their tongues.
Okay, and Baracus, what are you doing?
I am guarding our
You're just
driver.
Porcus. Enjoying
Yeah,
yourself? Alright.
with my cowl down to see if anyone approaches me.
Alright. Trevok, you approach one male halfling who seems to be carrying a closed bucket of some kind. He looks up at you nervously as you approach.
Hell, sir, I was wondering if I could trouble you for just a moment.
Very
Right, well. What'd he say?
He seems very nervous.
Very nervous. All right. I won't take up too much of your time. I just had a couple questions. I have some food. if you're hungry.
No,
But,
no, I'm okay. Thank you. He
well,
tries to
it's
walk
just
away.
well about this temple. We're looking to try to find a tour guide, and I heard that there's an entrance fee, but I didn't see anyone at the entrance.
There's go to the temple. You'll see.
Yeah, I went to the temple and there was no one there.
Yeah, you gotta go in.
Gotta go in. Oh,
Yeah.
Well,
yeah. Is that all? Good. Okay. Bye.
yeah, bye.
He's trying to walk away.
Thanks for the information.
He hurries into one of the nearby tents. You can see the 3 other halflings out and about seem to be edging their way, looking at the party nervously towards either tents or houses.
I'm gonna start waving everyone back. Meaning you two. And actually, Badger's out and about looking at wildlife too. I'm gonna start waving everyone back.
I'm gonna go back.
All right. Trayvok?
I'm gonna look at Baracus and then head towards the temple.
All right. Anybody else?
How far am I from the group?
Baracus is about maybe 10-15 feet away from you, and you can see Urfer walking towards you. Badger disappeared, you assume not too far over into the nearby dunes. And you can see Trayvok probably about 35 to 50 feet away from you walking towards the temple.
I'll approach Baracus and in a hushed tone, what is it?
It's clear everyone's on edge here. We're just wasting our time. Rest up and let's go in the temple.
I have an idea. It might be a little more useful than these villagers seem to be. And I'd like to use my Staff of the Woodlands to locate animal.
Okay, what kind of animal are you trying to locate?
Anything native to the area, small lizards, things like that.
Does this give you like a detect magic where you can detect the whole bunch, or is it gives you one?
Learn the direction and distance to the closest creature within 5 miles. Of that kind within 5 miles.
Alright, so what kind of creature are you trying to look at again?
Lizard of some kind.
The closest one?
Or a reptile of some kind.
It gives you the closest one.
Yeah.
Alright, your spell activates, and your attention is drawn to a small lizard currently resting on top of your boot.
Oh, okay. Well, to not scare it off, I will once again use the Staff of the Woodlands to cast Animal Friendship. It sees me as friendly, and it doesn't think I'll hurt it. The last 24 hours.
Alright, its tongue flicks out rapidly. It looks up at you and stares all about.
Alright, and then I will once again use the Staff of the Woodlands to cast Awaken, effectively bringing its intelligence to 10. And I want it to be able to speak Druidic.
Wait, what brought his intelligence to 10?
I'm casting Awaken.
Belmar going all in on the making animals smart.
Please roll a d20.
It's going to be a 15. Do I add anything to it?
Nope.
Okay.
Are you really casting for 8 hours?
Your staff is out of charges.
Is it?
Yep.
That's what Locate is 2, Awaken is 5, Animal. Well, I didn't even use Animal Friendship. Well, yeah, I did. So
Yeah,
that's 8. I have 10 charges.
Yeah. And you've used them, and have you recharged them?
Yeah, I've recharged. Like I was at 10 charges when
So
we
you did Animal Friendship 1, Awaken
5.
6. So you're at 6. You used locate animals. Another 2. 8. You used speak with animals. Yes.
No, I'm using animal friendship, which is 1. When I use awaken, it can now speak my language, so I don't need to use speak with animals.
Different spells. Different spells. Yeah, that's an 8-hour casting time, you realize.
I was hoping the staff would...
No, it allows you to cast it, but you still have the 8 hours casting time.
All right. Well, then I would like to keep the lizard with me, and I will start casting that once the party's together and we're rested up.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
So you expend the charges and start casting, or you're waiting for everybody to get together.
I'm waiting for everyone to come back and for us to be in our campsite for the night before I start casting it. Unless I can cast it on the go, in which I'll do it right now.
Well, no, you're doing intricate actions, so...
Yeah, I'll wait.
Yeah.
I was alluding to a short rest, Mike.
Oh, a short rest? All right. Well, shit.
Just so Dave's at full power and people can expend hit dice if required.
All right, I'll still give it a try. Instead of awaken, I'll cast speak with animals.
All right. Badger, you wind your way back to the party as you see Trevok disappearing into the entrance of the temple, and the rest of the party appears to be gathered around Horcus Porcus.
Lawrence, I will head back towards the party as well.
And then he does an abrupt about face and comes walking back.
Rest up shortly, and we're going in. Unless someone sees something that I don't.
I've never met a halfling that acts such. I was going to use my power to try and charm them and see what they can actually tell us, but this works too.
In a very faint whisper, are you really surprised with what we know is around here?
I've honestly never seen a halfling act so timid and scared, not to their own kinds. Like they must, like they. He said he came here for the temple. I mean, yeah.
He said he came here to seek his fortune. Does it look like they're fortunate?
Well, he came here, right?
To seek his fortune. They do not look fortunate. Quite the opposite.
Right, so I wonder if something has tricked them here or is keeping them here.
Well, I have a pretty good idea of what that might be. Keeping my tone.
Perhaps.
Nice, Lawrence. Regarding that, there was a voice that whispered to me once I got to the entrance. Simply told me to run, but I couldn't find where the voice came from. Like when you use message. But just purely in my head. So they're certainly scared of something. And with that, I will lean up against one of the walls of the cart. And rest.
We got a badass here.
So is this the adventuring life? You battle, you ride along, And you drink some water and you sit back down.
Yep, it's pretty tough.
Quite the adrenaline rush followed by nothing.
You're pretty old. You haven't served in any wars?
Oh, no. I don't do that kind of thing. I get along with my little tinkering here and there. I drive the cart for my boys. Set up the shop to start with and let them do the driving initially. Now, I don't feel like sitting behind the counter all the time.
You guys last so much longer. I figured laws of averages, you would have been drafted at some point.
Yeah, not everybody's life is filled with violence.
Oh, how I envy you.
Glitter Gold has definitely blessed me. Gave me a pack of runts, a beauty of a wife, good business that I was able to pass along, and now I gotta spend my twilight years riding around and chatting folks like you up.
How many kids do you have?
Oh, only 12. Not a huge litter, but enough. Enough for me, at least, and the missus.
All right, I start to physically grow like annoyed that we're just standing around.
Well, I'm just waiting for the prompt for the short rest so people could get hit dice and fucking spells back.
Everyone was RPing, so I was letting the RP happen.
All
That's
right,
fine.
well,
That's what I'm doing.
Yeah. You get the short rest.
I'd still like to speak with my lizard friend.
All right, go ahead and speak.
I'm gonna look to it and ask, have you noticed anything unusual going on around here lately? The people seem spooked.
Food? Predator?
I'm gonna
Scary.
put the lizard down.
It bobs its head multiple times. That's scary.
Wow. I'm gonna point towards the pyramid, kind of gesture. Is that what's scary?
Teeth, claw. Flying monster. Tall ones. Sun. No food. Very scary.
Well, thank you. I appreciate your assistance, and I'm gonna offer it a little ration of food and let it on its way.
Its tongue flicks out, bites up the food, and skitters on its way.
I'll turn to the party. My reptilian friend just informed me that there's some flying creatures around here, and that pyramid doesn't seem to make it too easy. We best be on our guards. Keep your eyes to the skies.
Give me a wisdom check.
Do you mean the buzzards that we passed?
Oh, God damn it.
Thank you.
Oh, man. My wisdom check is an 8.
Yeah, you're not aware of that. You don't make the connection.
All right.
I will chuckle though. Lawrence, I'm gonna use one hit die. 11.
All right. So you're down 4 still.
Yes.
Good.
Yeah, I used 1 and I got 9 or 7, so I should be at full.
Yep. I was like, dude, it's a little lizard. Everything is scary to it.
Yeah, I didn't think that far into it.
I'm literally just going, come on, dude. No, it's not an actual flying monster. A bird is scary to this thing. Yeah, you got your short rest.
all right, into the temple.
As the party sits about, like not moving about, you see a few more halflings poke their heads back out and go back to whatever odd things they were doing before. As soon as the party stirs, many of them scatter back to their tents and huts.
Into the temple.
Yeah?
Yeah, I guess.
Alright, as you step inside the entryway to the temple, the walls seem to be carved perfectly, like square-wise. Perfect 90-degree angles. Everything seems to run smooth. You can see a number of what looks to be painted mosaics on the wall. As you walk in, you can see what looks to be a iron stand with a bowl on top. A small sign is written next to it. 5 silver per person entry. Written in Common, Dwarven, Elvish, and a few other languages.
I dropped 5 silver into the bowl.
I will put... How many are the rest of us? 2 gold in. Just to streamline. Do we want the guide? Where is the guide?
I don't know, but I'll drop the last 5 silver for the guide.
As you walk in, after dropping the coins, the resonance feeling seems to grow stronger, giving you almost a grating sense of annoyance at the sound that you can't quite hear when the pressure seems to grow against your magical auras.
Oh, good. So that's you doing the ringing?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
It's meant to be annoying.
Do I feel it this time?
Yeah, you all feel it this time. Here, I'll try to... That is really bad. I'll tone that down.
I guess it's not you this time.
Oh, you were asking him. Sorry. I thought you were asking me.
No. I was asking you because I didn't know if it was something. I didn't know if that was something that you had keyed up or if it was something like just an audio problem. But now, in character, I'm saying to Baracus. I guess it's not you.
All right. Just a question: if I remove my magical items and then put them back on, do I immediately regain access to them?
What do you mean?
I have a ring of water walking. I remove it, put it in my bag.
If you were attuned to it, you're still attuned to it. Is that what you mean?
Yes, I do mean that. I'm gonna remove my magical items and
no matter where it goes, if it's you're attuned to it, you're attuned to it, unless you break it or somebody else breaks it.
Or I attune to another item. You mean?
Or yeah, that you'd have to break your attunement to attune. Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna remove my magical items and see if I'm still annoyed by that sound.
You are.
I put them back on.
You still are.
For science, continue.
As you enter, you see a slightly healthier looking halfling standing within. He seems to be draped in what you'd suppose would be ceremonial robes of a crimson and gold. The robes have definitely seen a better days and definitely were not made for a halfling, as they are quite a bit larger than you would expect a halfling to be wearing. Greetings! You've come to the temple. My ears don't mistake me. You paid for the guide?
Correct.
Oh, okay. Well, welcome. I'm sure you got a brief taste if you looked at the mosaics on the way in. They detail the life of the great gnome lord who once lived here and is now buried here. They say his tomb is either very deep or very high up. No one's quite sure, as no one's made it past this initial room. It gives you a nervous, overly broad smile.
I hear the gnome's name was lost to the ages. Any whisperings of who he was?
Many whisperings. I mean, the gnomes have all kinds of legends of great tinkerers of the ages past. They say he was a mystical almost inventor. Please come this way into the main chamber, he says and gestures further down the hall.
All right, I'm gonna try and calm him down. I'll use, what is it, persuasion?
Sure.
Friend, I'm not quite sure why you're so afraid, but you have nothing to fear from us, though I'm sure you may fear whatever it is in this pyramid, but...
No, of course I don't fear you. What's your roll?
15.
I'm sure you're perfectly harmless. I mean, or very dangerous. But yeah, I'm sure you're right. You're not threatening me. What? Why would you? You're here for the tour, right?
Using stone cutting, what can I discern about the? I know you said previously that it is like perfect right angles and whatnot. Age of the pyramid itself, craftsman, kind of like a little more detail about that.
All right, give me a knowledge stonework or basic intelligence if you don't have it with your stone cutting advantage.
It'll be a 20, not net.
The stones appear to be quite old, but meticulously taken care of. Even the stones here inside the entryway, as you didn't see a door on the main front, would have been exposed to the elements, and the stone seems to be meticulously well kept. Even the art drawn up on the walls seems to either have been refreshed regularly or at least very well taken care of. You'd put the age well over 1,000, maybe 2,000 years.
I'm gonna say to the halfling, "Hey, friend, what's your name?"
What? My name?
Yeah, I am Urfer the Bright.
Nice to meet you, Mr. Urfer. I'm Milo Stoutbridge. Yep, Milo Stoutbridge. That's me. Tour guide to the temple.
So, what can you tell us about this temple? And
Well,
also,
if you just follow me this way, I'll tell you everything as soon as we get into the main chamber.
I'm a little hungry. Do you want some? I pull out a trail ration.
No, I'm okay. Just come this way. He picks up his pace a little bit, and you see him walk into what looks to be a large chamber about 20 feet further in. Come on, this way.
I'll follow behind, and as I follow, I'll say, "Do you also do the upkeep in this temple? The stone is incredibly well kept."
Me and my clan. Yep, that's what we do here.
It's wonderful work for its age. You'd never guess.
The gnomes did it before us, but then we took over. That's why we know all there is to know about it. Yep.
And what's your daily routine here?
Oh, you don't care about the routine. You just want to know about the temple. Come into this chamber. I'll tell you all about it.
I just want to know where you've been. Like, so if we could get further into the temple.
Come this way. And he walks slightly out of sight, going into the room.
If we could get further into this temple, Dave says to the gnome, trying to usher us further into the temple.
Well, in the main room, but I'm gonna slowly walk after him, I guess.
Noted, Chris.
Yee boy.
All right. Everybody else?
I was following while I was talking about the stonework.
Okay. So I got 3 going in.
Yep,
Elmar.
following.
Yeah, I'm following, but I'd like to cast Detect Magic while I do so.
All right. Give me a Wisdom saving throw.
You're gonna get knocked out. I'm gonna laugh my ass off.
That's going to be a 25.
All right. Your head bursts as you're almost overwhelmed with both the number and strength of auras overlapping and pressing down upon you.
Yeah.
There's so much all about that you're unable to decipher the different sources.
Okay.
I wonder how much of that was that suppression field.
All right. As you walk into the chamber before you, the chamber itself appears to be quite large, 50 by 50 feet. The room arcs up into a slight dome overhead. At its deepest, the dome, or highest, the dome is about 25 feet up. At its shallowest, about 10. All about the room, you can see what looks to be numerous fancy candelabra, many of them with candles lit. In the center of the room, you see a large altar with 10 seemingly random items set upon them. Sconces also line the wall, made up in intricate silverwork designing them. The sconces themselves appear, at first glance, to be made of pure silver. You can see numerous framed paintings, or frames at least, as the paintings appear to have either been removed or aged beyond recognition of actually being art anymore. You also spy 4 suits of gnome-sized plate armor scattered about the room, each of them holding various weapons familiar to a gnomish military man. And to your own sight, they appear to be war picks, small hammers, and smaller battle axes. Welcome to the Grand Temple lobby. Just a friendly tour guide joke. It's what we like to call it.
Where's the gift shop?
If you're looking for memorabilia, we do sell some back outside. After you leave. Well, after, yeah.
That was a joke.
I'm terribly sorry. I hope I didn't offend.
God, Lawrence.
I want to inspect this altar, but I'm positive that you're fucking with me because of what I posted earlier. I'm gonna go investigate the altar.
All right. Upon the altar, you find the following 10 objects. A goblet, apparently made of lead. A yellowed skull of a gnome. A bronze war pick. A small iron ball. A golden bowl, like one you'd normally see made out of wood.
Alright, lead goblet, yellowed skull of a gnome, bronze war pick.
Small iron ball, a golden bowl, a bronze candelabra, hand size, a black candle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 3 more. A set of platinum dice. A leather cup holder used to roll said dice, typically you'd assume. And what looks to be an ordinary apple.
What can you tell us about the items on the altar?
Very, very observant of you. Now, don't touch. Keep in mind, nothing to be touched. But the goblet was actually one of the first of its kind, crafted out of molten lead, and is said to grant long life to whoever drinks from it. So some of the legends say it requires a specific kind of liquid, but who knows? I mean, the skull was actually found when the temple was first opened, and it was encased in armor with the remains of the body. Legend says this is the last guardian of the place. And so the original gnomes who opened the temple, the pyramid, decided to give it a place of honor upon the altar here.
Is the armor it was found in still around?
Oh, it was beyond repair. It was crudely made, but we assume one of the first of its kind.
How have none of these objects been ransacked?
Well, you see, the gnomes who ran before us, they definitely would never have desecrated the place such as that. And that was part of our agreement that we safeguard the relics here.
When you talk about your agreement, was that with the previous gnomes?
It was with the clan that was trying to leave the area. They never monetized the whole venture, and so they really couldn't afford to stay.
Ah, I see. Very smart of you.
Yeah, yeah.
Sorry for interrupting. Please continue.
Well, the war pick you see there is said to be one of one other first of its kind. Before they really learn to work with your folks, sir, and cast proper steel and iron picks. You can see if you look closely that it still has some blood of what can only be supposed as a past temple raider coated upon it. The iron ball was found clutched in that very same guardian's hand. Nobody's quite sure as to the purpose or why he found it so valuable that he died with it in hand, but he did. But he did. But the golden bowl was said to be a powerful alchemist tool used in the tinkering of the gnome leader that lived here. The bronze candelabra actually comes from far off. It wasn't an original piece. Sad to say, but you see it has great value in the fact that they say now this is again they've never been proved. I mean nobody can prove it, but they say that it belonged to the wife of a great gnomish war leader at one point.
I'm going to look to Badger. Do you know any great gnomish war leaders? Perhaps that used to have war picks?
The war pick is a weapon of choice among gnomes. I'm sure there were many.
Yeah, it was worth a shot.
They say the black candle, which was actually found upon the temple and has not been touched, was used in a dark sealing ritual which initially closed the pyramid up. They say it's what was used to activate what can only be presumed to be the traps and puzzles set further within the temple. So, as I said, nobody's been able to get past this room, whatever the puzzle is, as there does not seem to be one. You see?
Seems like no one's really tried to get in deeper if no one's lit the candle.
Well, I mean, you see the gnomes that were here, I'm sure they tested many a theory. As a puzzle is a challenge of great honor, and succeeding in it would only be honoring the dead who founded it. But I can't tell you if they ever lit the candle, but I can tell you we've never tried as much. The platinum dice, as you can see, they're made of pure platinum and crafted perfectly. They say you'll never find a more balanced set of dice, and that the tinkerer here used them to weigh his odds in terms of what project or how he'd approach a project.
Why have you never lit the candle?
Well, would you light a candle if it's said to set off a dark ritual? There are enough troubles, enough troubles in the world. We don't need to be finding new ones. The leather cup holder was where the dice were found, and despite the age of them both, the leather has never gone dry. It's never been touched. It hasn't seen an oil rag in at least 20 generations of my folk.
So the dice were found in the leather cup holder, but the leather cup holder was never touched.
Well, never touched by a rag of oil. And yet you can see the leather appears to be just as supple as the day it was fashioned.
You've been here for 20 generations?
Well, no, but my clan's been here for only 7, but my people have been here before.
7 generations? How long's that? I guess I should know since I'm
You should know that, yeah.
I'm gonna roll a wisdom. Gonna re-roll my wisdom.
Wow. You can just look it up in the player's handbook what your lifespan is, Dave. How's that?
Damn it! But I rolled good after I got a natural 1.
Now, the apple is even more curious than the cup holder. They say it just appeared one day, and no one's ever touched it, and yet it doesn't rot. Now you'll definitely find some scoundrels that say that we changed out, but look outside. There's no place to get an apple.
Truly marvelous. So tell me about these troubles you've been having.
No, we haven't had any troubles. What troubles?
Oh, I thought I heard you say something about troubles.
No, I don't want any trouble. Stop it. Bye. You guys are good. And he walks quickly towards the exit.
God damn it. Wait, there must be more to see.
Yeah, you can see it. You've got eyes. And he disappears down the tunnel.
But don't you want to keep us from touching anything? I'm touching it.
You hear no response.
God damn it. I say in character.
Which god?
Alright.
Well, out of character, I have nothing.
I'm gonna look at this golden bowl, but not quite touch it. You said it was used in. He said it was used in alchemical practices by the tinkerer, right?
That's what he said.
Without touching, I want to see how much I can learn from that.
All right, give me an investigation at disadvantage.
At disadvantage.
Yeah, since you're not touching it or moving it.
With disadvantage, it's gonna be a 10.
As far as you can tell, it's just a well-made golden bowl. If whatever alchemical process it was used in, you don't see any residue left behind, and you don't see any sign of a pestle or mortar, rather.
Well, we're looking to get in, right? Suppose it's time to start looking around. Should we light this candle?
I
No,
wouldn't.
how could you ever think that? That was my first thought.
What'd you say, Ryan? I'm sorry.
No, I wouldn't. We were told that it unleashes a curse. Why would we light it? It's a great gnomish puzzle. It wouldn't be as simple as lighting a candle.
No, this is true.
Alright, I'm gonna go up to the altar and just begin inspecting each item.
Touching them or no?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Alright, give me an investigation and tell me which one you're looking at.
I'm gonna go right down the line. You want 10 in a row?
One at a time, please.
Well, yeah, but...
Yeah, but they'll each have their own individual rolls. Yes.
Alright, 15.
Is anybody else doing anything while Badger is picking up and looking at each item?
While he picks up and looks at, I will grab the bowl and re-inspect.
Okay. Anybody else?
I'm gonna inspect the walls and the floor meticulously. You know,
Okay.
moving slowly and checking every detail.
Okay. Anybody else?
I want to secure our exit.
You're gonna what?
Make sure the exit doesn't close.
Okay. Baracus, anything?
I was basically saying that.
Alright, so you two move to the exit,
No, not move.
watching, looking from the altar.
Yes.
Alright, Urfer, you're moving or you're just watching it too?
I'll move.
At this point, the door's gonna shut. You're both gonna be like, "It's closing."
Alright, you got a 15 as you take a look at the goblet. As you pick it up, the goblet itself appears to be much heavier than you'd first expected. As you turn it upside down, looking at the bottom, you are surprised as water pours out, what looks to be water pours out from the bottom of the cup. And you turn it back upright, The bowl itself appears. The bowl of the chalice appears to be empty and dry. As you pick up, what was your investigation on the bowl?
Is that just advantage or just my bonus with the alchemy knowledge?
Yeah, I'll give you advantage.
Alright. So it's going to be a 21.
Alright, you almost drop the bowl in surprise as you pick it up, and an ethereal pestle appears in your other hand. The bowl itself appears to be, in fact, a pestle. And you are shocked as the mortar itself appears in your hand. And what immediately intrigues you is the fact that because it's ethereal, it's unlikely to carry any residue from one more pestling to another. It won't retain any grains from whatever you crush. You could definitely see the uses of it almost immediately.
Right.
The exit remains open. Can I get an investigation from you, Belmar?
That is going to be a 10.
So you're impressed with the seamless construction of this place. You have if it wasn't for a slightly visible line where the stones meet, it would be almost impossible, as they appear to have been placed almost perfectly on top of each other, forming solid blocks to create the wall. You guess it must be at least 3 feet thick based off the size of the blocks, if they are proportional in all dimensions.
I'll continue searching, looking for any inconsistencies, any signs of a door, or any signs of anything moving, walls sliding out or anything.
Badger, are you continuing, or are you doing something?
Yep. Nope. Continuing.
Okay.
What was next?
The yellowed skull of a gnome.
Right. Investigation is a 12.
Flip it over, take a look at it, and peer closely. It appears to just be an ordinary skull.
Okay.
Trayvok, you doing anything?
I am going to...
I'm going to experiment. Throw some stuff in there, start mortaring it up.
I was going to do that with the apple, yeah. I was going to slice the apple since it appears on the outside to be just an ordinary unrotten apple. So I was going to slice it. And
is that what you're doing?
Yeah. I'll try to slice the apple.
What are you using to cut the apple?
Just a regular dagger.
You have a regular dagger?
Yeah.
Okay. As you move to slice the apple, the dagger breaks and shatters in your hand. Badger, you doing anything after the skull?
No, moving to the next one.
Ron's wick.
20.
Alright, though definitely an ancient weapon and has definitely seen some use. You find a series of small notches on the handle. As you count it up, you count over 50 small notches and 20 deeper gashes in the handle. The pick end of the pick definitely appears to have been worn, and you can see what your guide had told you earlier, and that you can see dried splecks of what you assume to be blood. Anybody doing anything differently, or are we continuing in this pattern after you just saw Trayvok shatter a dagger on the apple? And as Badger's moving down the items, I've got two of you standing around watching an exit, and I've got one of you watching a wall. I just want to confirm we're happy to continue this.
I'm gonna look for anything else of note. Like, I guess I'll go over to the frames and check them out.
Okay. Investigation for you. Badger, you moving down the line? The iron ball? Yeah?
Yep.
Alright, give me your investigation. Trevok, what are you doing? As you're shocked as your dagger shatters.
I'm gonna try to smash the apple on the ethereal pestle.
Fuck you! The ethereal pestle seems to have no effect against the apple.
just a whole apple in a.
You're sitting there grinding and nothing's happening. The apple seems to be unmarred despite your best efforts. Urfer, you find nothing about the frames. They seem to be ornately carved of both gold and silver. But nothing else stands out outside of what you can only assume to be is their great value.
I try to take it down off the wall.
Alright, you're going to give me a strength check for that. Badger, as you investigate the iron ball and pick it up, you find that even hefting it, as you look at it, you've left fingerprints on the ball. An impression almost upon the rounded surface of the iron ball.
Dave. Dave, you're gonna kill yourself with frames.
You all of a sudden blast alert as Urfer brings down a frame, crashing upon his head, dealing him 5 points of damage. As a frame crashes to the ground with a loud clattering noise, smacking him upside the head in the process.
God damn it, Dave.
Yeah,
I'm
gonna laugh and approach Drabok.
Just trying to see if it was, a magic doorway or something.
As Belmar approaches, I will toss him the apple. Dagger won't cut it, won't smash in the pestle. What can you make of it?
I have an idea. I'm going to produce my glowing white stone dagger I made from the stones I got in the ethereal plane, and I'll try to cut it with that.
Your dagger shatters.
I shoot Trevok a puzzled look and say, no idea. Toss him back the apple and say, if need be, I can try to make a door for us.
Badger, Baracus doing anything? I don't know if you're
I'm
continuing. Okay, you are continuing.
I'm gonna be real. I'm completely lost.
It's okay.
I mean, do we want to just bring this motherfucker to the ground? I can summon an earth elemental.
Yes, we should take a 2,000-year-old monument and just bring it to the ground.
Yeah, just.
Did you say that in character?
I mean, it was kind of a joke, but yes, I did.
I give you a dirty look, say that exactly. Shake my head, roll my eyes, and then Nomus say, fucking fool.
You hear gibberish at the end of that sentence.
I didn't realize gnomes were so. I mean, not gnomes. Yeah, gnomes were so sentimental.
Hold on.
And PC fight.
And here we go.
Did you say that?
Yeah.
So sentimental. You're talking about bringing down one of my people's ancient monuments. As though it's simply a joke?
It is haunted.
It matters not. Simply because it's haunted does not mean that it is quite possibly one of the greatest things ever created by gnomes.
Which we could find out if we brought it down.
I knock an arrow to my short bow.
Destroy it to study it.
I'll kill you where you stand. if you even think about it.
Or for things
I kid you not.
At you because you can't hear his thoughts.
I'm just curious to find the secrets.
You're an ignoramus. Solve the puzzle then. You're curious of its secrets, but all you care to do is destroy it. What good would we find if we rip it down? Oh, nothing but rubble? Oh, interesting.
I will say I've never heard of the burn down the house to see how it was built method. And I'm going to put the apple down. Put the
exactly as I thought. As stupid as you seem. And
I'm
I'm
gonna
back to doing what I was doing.
I'm gonna go to the altar and say, "Fine, I'll help then." And I will look at the next thing in the string of things.
All right.
I'm going to return
the next thing would be the golden bowl, but yeah, Trevok's holding it.
Well, I'm gonna put that back and just start looking over the apple specifically.
I'll go to the skull.
All right. What are you doing with the skull?
I'm gonna inspect the inside.
Okay.
Got a 14.
It looks like a skull.
Is there like... Okay, I'm gonna try to like... I'm just gonna like keep touching it and try to find anything unique about it or different.
Okay. Badger, you were looking at what next?
Whatever's next in mine.
Well, you had the bowl, which Trevok just replaced, for the bronze candelabra.
Then I'll go to the bronze candelabra.
All right. Give me an investigation. Trevok, you looking at anything else, or are you watching?
16.
I want to inspect the altar itself.
Okay. Go ahead and give me an investigation check. The candelabra appears to be relatively normal outside of the fact that it's made from bronze. However, when you flip it over, you see the initials FBIG carved into the base of the candelabra.
Lawrence, that was a natural 20.
All right. The altar surprises you as you look at it. It appears to have been made from all in one piece. Yeah. That's the most outstanding part of it. It appears to be one piece, and it appears to have been a part of the block beneath it as well.
So the altar and the block it's on is...
It appears to be one piece, yeah. And if you hadn't looked so closely, you would have assumed it was placed upon the rock below, but it apparently is a piece thereof.
This is incredible. The altar and the piece it's on, it's all one piece. The craftsmanship is damned impressive.
So what is the last? The candle?
The candle, the dice, and the cup holder, and the apple.
Alright. I want to make a knowledge history check.
Okay.
In trying to think back as to, like, if I can recall a greatest gnome tinkerer that would have those initials.
Okay. You do recall that he said the candelabra was not from here.
All right. I'll try anyways.
Was the wife of a gnome tinker. Or a gnomish.
No, that was the bowl, I thought.
Candelabra was the wife of a gnomish war leader.
Oh, okay. All right. Knowledge history is a 23.
You do not recall any Gnomish Tinker that have initials that would match that of past. The only one that comes to mind is the original owner of your very own Warpick.
What were the initials?
FBIG.
All right.
You stop it. You are sorry.
I need to turn the grill on. I'll be right back.
You better be sorry. All right, so what's everybody looking at or not looking at or waiting to see?
I'm looking for some in-character direction as to what we're doing. I am 1,000% lost. Out of character.
You and over 1,000 people that have come to this temple before you. 1,000 years.
Which is very fair, and I'm not faulting you for that, Lawrence, but if anyone has any sense of direction, I would appreciate some sort of nod as to what we're doing right now.
I'm assuming we're puzzle solving, trying to find a way into this damn temple.
I know, but if you have a lead on that puzzle as to, I understand we're dealing with a puzzle, but
the only thought I have right now, out of character, is that FBIG may be in order of which to use the items on the altar.
okay, that's what I'm looking for. That's a direction.
Now, how we would go about that, I don't know, but that's...
And that's something. That's what I'm looking for, Adam. Just something to expand upon.
And also reading your text, that's why I wanted to smash the apple on the thing. I didn't... like. I love that I broke a dagger on the apple and I was like, huh, here, Druid, what can you make of this? And he was like, break a dagger on it. Shit, I got nothing.
Alright, can we try to mash the apple in the mortar and pestle?
I did. Nothing happened.
Did you? Nothing happened? Okay.
Nothing happened. Now, granted, I was holding it. If I leave it's just a golden bowl if it's on the altar, correct? It's not the ethereal pestle.
The pestle, the mortar disappears as soon as you place the bowl down.
When I tried to cut the apple, did I take it off the altar?
Yes.
Anybody got a dagger?
I have another. I'll give you a stone dagger.
I want to try to carefully cut the apple while it's still on the altar.
The dagger shatters.
Damn.
That was my last one, too.
I'll find a way to procure you some celestial stones so that you can craft another.
Badger,
I
are
have
you
fun.
continuing down the line, or?
Yeah.
All right, give me an investigation on the candle.
It's 17.
All right, as you move to pick up the candle, you find that it won't budge. It does have what appears to be melted wax down the sides, sealing it to the table, though you don't see how that would prevent you from lifting it up with even minimal effort. However, the candle itself refuses to budge.
I'm gonna look closer and see if there's any like inscriptions on it. Investigation's a 7.
Do not see any script on the candle.
I'm going to go around the room looking for any type of writing or inscriptions.
All right, give me an investigation check as you do so.
12.
You do not find any such writings.
I'm going to turn to the party. I can always ask the gods for assistance. Oh,
You look
sorry.
over the frames, you don't see any there. You look over the sconces, you don't see any there. You look at the candelabra, you don't see any there. You look at the suits of armor, you don't see any there. What else did I say was there? You don't see any on the altar, you don't see any on the walls, the floor, nor the ceiling.
So yeah,
List
listen to
off the items again. Fruit ball, iron ball,
Got a
goblet.
goblet, lead, a yellowed skull of a gnome, a bronze war pick, a small iron ball now with Badger's fingerprints on it, golden bowl, bronze candelabra, platinum dice, leather cup holder, and a pristine apple.
Adam, I'd try that.
I'm gonna put the apple in the bowl.
Okay.
And the iron ball in the goblet, I guess.
All right, you do so. It does not go into the goblet, it rests on top of it.
Rests on top. Okay.
And as you move it, your fingerprints sink into the ball. You see Badgers disappear.
When Badger had checked it previously, when he had turned it upside down, water had come out of it, right?
Of the goblet, yes.
Turned it upside down with the iron ball on the end. Anything
Are you
happened?
holding the ball there?
Yes. It's already got my fingerprints on it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Water leaks around the edges of the ball, falling into your hand and falling to the floor.
What if I hold it over the bowl?
The water falls into the bowl.
Okay. The opposite side of the cup that the water's not coming out of, is it a flat surface?
It's a slightly concave.
Would the iron ball fit on that? I'm going to put the iron ball on that side,
All right.
and I'm going to put the apple on the other.
You do so. Nothing seems to happen.
Nothing happens. Still just... I'm at a goddamn loss here.
Alright, I'm gonna put the dice in the cup. The like rolling cup.
Okay.
I'm going to ask if I can see the goblet and hold out my hand.
I pass it to him.
I'm going to fill the mortar pestle with the liquid that pours out of it.
Sorry. What are you doing again? You're putting the dice in the cup and then what with the goblet?
I'm using the goblet to fill the bowl.
Okay. You seem to have an endless stream of water pouring from the goblet while you hold it upside down. Yes. The bowl fills up.
Okay. I'm gonna go back and investigate the skull again.
Okay.
15.
You and Urfer look over the bowl together, finding nothing new about it. It appears to be an ordinary skull. Just very old.
I've got nothing.
So I've got the goblet still back on the table, yes.
Yep.
The iron ball with Trayvok's fingerprints on it back on the table, yes.
Yep.
The yellowed skull is now back on the table. I've got a golden bowl filled now with water from the goblet. I've got the platinum dice inside the leather cup on the table. Yes. The candelabra's back still on the table. The candles on the table. And the war pick's still on the table. Okay, yeah, that's everything. Okay. Just wanted to make sure I knew where everything was.
This is starting to hurt my head.
That's the resonance.
No, that's me.
Fucking Lawrence.
We could light the candle.
I gave you the clues you needed.
So the bowl's full on the altar, right? Just if
The bowl is now full of water on the table, yes.
if I move the bowl off the altar, does the water stay in it?
A ethereal pestle appears floating next to you, waiting for you to grip it. It is still filled with water, yes.
The goblet is made of iron, right?
The goblet is
Lead.
made of lead.
Lead.
Molten lead.
You hear a voice from the exit. Giving up yet? You're not the first. You should probably be on your way now.
Urfer's breaking things.
Don't touch anything. I told you this. He does not come back into the room, however.
Dave looks unimpressed.
I'm gonna go 10 feet away from him.
Okay.
Maybe try to smash the apple in the mortar pestle bowl.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I did. While it was on the table and while it was off.
Oh, nothing happened.
No, it won't.
Oh, that's right. It said you just ground and ground away. That's right.
Yep.
Oh, how about we try to feed the apple to the skull?
I shrug and toss Urfer the apple.
You're gonna break that skull.
So you don't want me to do this? I don't want to offend
I'm
you.
just saying. No, that was out of character. I feel like the skull's gonna break.
Oh, I'm gonna try to feed the apple, or I'm gonna put the apple inside the skull.
All right. Nothing happens.
I'm gonna try to feed the apple to the skull.
By feeding it, can you describe what you're doing?
Davis.
Just putting it in the mouth cavity.
So you're pressing it against the teeth?
Yeah, not to like hurt it or anything.
So you're gently placing the apple against the teeth.
Yes.
Nothing happens.
Lawrence is gonna be like the teeth shatter.
You're about to shatter a gnome skull. Yeah.
Guess not.
There was no magical anything from the war pick, right?
The one person that's cast Detect Magic got almost overwhelmed by the plethora of auras.
Right, but I thought Badger had inspected it.
Yeah, again, the resonance seems to be throwing anything off, and you don't sense anything outside of the resonance pressing against you.
Wonder what would happen if I threw this apple as hard as I could against the wall.
Could try to smash it with the war pick.
Do you guys mind if I throw this against the wall?
With everything else that apple's broken, it'd be a shame to see this stone destroyed. But I have no other ideas.
I doubt the gnomish puzzle would be to throw the apple against the wall.
look at Lawrence's like.
I know you guys are getting a little frustrated with it, but it's actually really funny for me. I gave you the clues. Whether you listened closely enough is the other thing.
I'm gonna throw the apple against the wall.
It hits the wall, bounces off. Neither seem to be affected.
That is fantastic. And go put the apple back on the altar.
So, do smelling salts count as an incense? Random question, I know, but smelling salts, do they count as a form of incense?
Smelling salts is a form of incense? No.
I didn't know if you burn smelling salts. I don't really know what smelling salts are. I just know they smell. Either way.
Wait a minute. From apple bowl candle. I'm going to organize them alphabetically on the altar.
You're gonna what?
I'm going to try and organize them alphabetically on the altar.
Okay. How are you ordering them?
Well, candle's going to have to be third. So I'll go apple bowl candle. D dice. E F. I don't know, my head hurts. However, they would be organized alphabetically.
That's why I'm asking how you'd order it, because you can call them different things and order them differently. Is anybody else doing anything? Touching anything else? Moving anything else? Inspecting anything else? Poking anything else?
I have zero ideas if I'm 1,000% honest.
Well, think back. If you don't have any ideas, think back to what I told you. What did the tour guide tell you?
I have one idea, but I really hope I'm not wasting a spell slot. I'm going to cast Divination and sacrifice a Celestial Acorn as the sacrifice.
Divination, the man says.
Page 234.
Divination. What are you sacrificing?
A Celestial Acorn.
All right. All right. What are you asking?
How
Solve
do we,
the puzzle.
pretty much, yeah, how do we solve this puzzle?
Really? You're going to ask that of your god?
I mean, it sounds so bad
It's
when
your
you say it that
question if
way.
you want to ask.
Yeah, I mean, that's the only reason I'm casting it. Figure out how we solve this puzzle and proceed forward.
You make the shift.
That's it.
And you get a sense of displeasure in the response.
I spring to my feet. I've asked Sylvanas for guidance. All he's told me is that we make the shift. Don't really know what that means.
Ah, boy.
All right, so how about this? I'll put the die next to the case, the apple
You're
next to the
taking the
bowl.
die out of the cup?
Yeah,
Okay. You're putting it next to what?
I'll put the die in the case and put it next to the cup.
What case?
Doesn't it have a leather case?
The leather cup?
Oh, okay.
You already had it in the leather cup.
All right, so I'll just organize it down the table.
Okay.
So the die next to the cup, the candelabra next to the candle, the war pick next to the skull, and the iron ball next to the skull on either side.
As you do so, your fingerprints replace Trayvox on the wall.
Yeah. Apple next to the bolt. What else am I missing?
Goblet, yellowed skull, bronze war pick, small iron ball, golden bowl, candelabra, candle, platinum dice, leather cup holder, apple.
Put the apple next.
Those of you that just got back, Belmar cast divination and got the response to the question of how do we solve this puzzle is you make the shift.
You make the shift?
Yep. And Badger is currently reorganizing the order of the items on the altar.
Okay.
Is there anything on the outside walls?
The frames, one of which is now on the ground, the candelabra, all around the room. You see silver sconces on the walls, and you've got the gnomish plate armor set up around the room as well, with their weapons in hand. And stuff on the altar. And that's it.
I'm going to be real. I'm down to leaving the room. I got nothing.
I'm not going to leave the room. I'm basically trying to organize each thing with their partner item. So the candle with the candelabra, the apple with the bowl.
Give me a dexterity check as you're doing this.
Dex. 18.
Never mind. Anyone clumsier want to go to the table?
I go to the table.
All right, what are you doing?
I'm gonna I don't know, trip on something.
Think about what the tour guide said about the items.
I completely forgot everything the tour guide said.
That's helpful.
I know.
Considering he gave you the clues. Quick, go back and rewatch it.
That's a good point.
See, the platinum dice were something that the tinkerer used. The leather cup had dice found inside. The golden bowl had been used in alchemical tinkering by the gnome. The skull was rumored to be from the last guardian. It was found inside a suit of armor.
Wasn't that Guardian? Yeah.
Clutching the iron ball in its hand still, unknown as to why. The candelabra was the wife of a great gnomish war leader. Also, wasn't there originally. Oh, on phone. Fuck. God damn it, Marilyn.
It's the
Yeah.
darkness.
What is a candelabra?
What is a candelabra?
Never heard of that.
So it's a
Okay.
think of like almost like a menorah, just
Right
with
there.
less prongs coming off of it. It's a candle holder for multiple candles,
Okay.
and it can either be something you can walk around with. You've seen in like old pictures where they walk around with the multi-candle thing, or it can be something on a longer stand that you set up on the floor.
Fuck. Sorry.
That's aggressive sound, man. I hope mine doesn't sound that bad when I hit.
Not
It
even
does, but no one else just wants
No,
to.
no, it's not even fucking close. I barely hear him hit his. I hear yours sucking the fucking golf ball through a garden hose.
You practice. So, Dave, you moved up to the altar. What are you doing?
So what's it look like right now?
Badger reordered things.
Okay, I'm gonna take one of those things. I'm
What thing? Which one?
gonna take the dice and roll
They're
them.
in the leather cup, and you're rolling them.
Yep.
Hey! As you do so, bright green letters appear. Let's wait for everybody to come back. We just lost 2 people. These are dice the Tinkerer used to make decisions with.
Wait, didn't Ryan fucking put the dice in the thing and do
Put them in
something?
the cup. He didn't roll them.
Oh, I thought he did something with them.
No, he put them in the cup, and then he moved the cup around. And I was trying to get him to fail the deck save so I could have him accidentally roll it.
Oh, Jesus. I misinterpreted that. I thought I did something. That was like one of my first
roll
thoughts.
the dice. When he put it in the cup, I was like, yes, he's got it. Nope.
Guys, whenever we get to a good stopping point, I'd like to stop because I'm not feeling it.
All right, I'll give you the message. We can stop after the message and come back to this.
I'm sorry. I'm just.
Oh,
Ugh.
that's fine. You can think about the message and go from there for next week. Next week I will be able to play. The week after, I'm going to not be able to play.
All right, well, remind me after the next session because I'm going to forget
Oh, yeah.
that.
Play NDM or just
I
play?
have finals that following Wednesday, so I'm studying.
David,
But
question stand.
Play NDM or just play?
Not play at all.
No, next week.
Next week I can play. And DM.
NDM.
Yes.
Okay.
I kind of assume if I'm playing, I'm DMing, Dave. I'm very open to somebody else taking a shot, but I just kind of assume unless somebody says they want to. Where's Adam? He should be here for this historic moment. Whew. I was getting worried for you guys. I wasn't kidding when I was like, go back and listen to him again. Like, I told you what you needed. Come on, guys. Hope y'all are ready for lots of puzzles. Temple's gonna be fun. Don't worry.
Oh, Jesus.
Come on, Adam. Stop peeing already. Deli can't even hear you.
Honestly, I don't think Deli watches anymore, but
Thanks, kid. He fucking burnt them.
I burnt steaks,
Congratulations.
guys. I wasn't cooking them, but I burnt
No,
them.
you.
All right, Adam, you missed the historic moment as Urfer walked up the table, grabbed the dice cup, and rolled them across the table, causing green fiery letters to appear in the air before you. As the dice roll, you see the word spelling out as the dice roll across the table. Fire, fire, burning bright, seals you in, keeps you tight. In safety you can find the way, the sealed path gives way. And because Tato is tired of shit and sick, we're going to end with that riddle being presented.
Okay.
But yay! We got the first step of the puzzle.